Well guys, today we've just received an update for the upcoming Last of Us Part 2's multiplayer game mode, which is something that has been dragging on for too long now. And finally, PlayStation and Naughty Dog have given us some updates about their upcoming multiplayer game. And it doesn't seem like it's a good news. It more than seems like a tragic news, to be honest here. Because all the developers that have been working inside of PlayStation have now finally come out and they have decided to report that they're not really happy to be working on any of the upcoming multiplayer games. And this was something that Jim Ryan, the CEO of PlayStation, has pretty much just forced them to do for all this time. So the devs were not happy with it. And according to what the informations have been given so far, it seems like Sony is scaling back their live service plans. And now that Jim Ryan has retired from PlayStation, it seems like the devs now feel that they can finally come out and reveal the truth about what has been going on behind the scenes with all of these multiplayer projects for the upcoming games that the studios were not really proud to develop, but then they were kind of like forced to do it. And that's exactly what they're trying to say here. So apparently now that Jim Ryan is finally gone from PlayStation, it seems like we've got some valid truth to be spoken here, because Sony previously has been promising 10 live service games that is to be launching by 2026. But now the plans has been cancelled now that he's gone. Some of the Sony developers from inside have been reportedly saying that they weren't happy being taken off from quality single player games in order to work for the multiplayer projects, which they clearly did not have a subjective idea to even make a multiplayer in the first place. But then since PlayStation was simply just forcing them to do all of these things, that is the reason why they had to do it. And most of the developers were not even happy. They even decided to quit their job and be gone from the studios because they were not happy with how their vision of being a proper single player game is completely getting ruined, because the authority of PlayStation was so far in wrong hands. Now the reader here has been speculating that the reason why Jim Ryan was actually retiring is not because he was willing to retire, whereas the readers are now speculating that Jim Ryan was actually pushed in order to voluntarily retire from this industry, because they believed that PlayStation Studios was being managed in a way where the devs were not really happy with the decisions that Jim Ryan was making so far. So now that Jim Ryan is gone, I don't think that we're going to be getting any Last of Us Part 2's multiplayer, and Sony would now rather just focus on the single player camping. It all depends on whoever is going to be taking over PlayStation after Jim Ryan is completely gone. So whoever is the CEO next is going to make the decisions whether or not if PlayStation should be developing a multiplayer game mode or not. So that is something that we still don't have an answer for. But as far as what we know, now that Jim Ryan is gone, the devs are not happy to do it. And recently we got some updates from Neil Druckmann, who's the vice president of Naughty Dog, where he said that the multiplayer game is still in development and the faction game mode is coming out soon. But then there's also been plenty of internal leaks which are stating that, well, the entire multiplayer project is completely cancelled, and they're just trying to drag things out as long as Jim Ryan is the CEO, and then once he's gone they would pretty much just drop the project. And it seems like that's what's going on behind the scenes with Sony here. But yeah, it just looks like it is what it is, and PlayStation is most likely not going to be releasing any multiplayer project for The Last of Us Part 2. But if at all we get something more or any further information about this, I will of course keep you guys updated. And if you guys are looking for a YouTube channel that covers all the upcoming updates, news, gameplays, reveals, leaks, and trailers, announcements, and on this channel you can find games that are usually never covered by any of the other YouTubers, because some games are terrible when it comes to marketing. A lot of gamers don't even know about it. So those are the games that I cover on my channel. I try to give highlights to some of the most amazing games out there, so you can check out all of my other videos. Then you guys should probably know what kind of games I cover on this channel, so you guys can keep yourself updated every single day with all the latest news. And the best part about it is that subscribing is absolutely free. You don't have to pay a dime. So make sure to go ahead, subscribe, so you guys can always stay updated every single day. And with that being said, if you guys support what I do on this channel, please make sure to go ahead and drop a like on this video. It really helps me out as a creator. It helps the channel a ton, more than what you guys imagine. So please, lads, take your time, show your boys some love. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.